What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to the video. So as you guys can see, what I have in front of me here, I have my transmission. I'm going to be doing an inspection. I was already planning on doing this anyways because I got this for a decently good deal. And everything cheap is not always good, you know. Life happens shitty for other people. Everything doesn't always go good, especially if you're cheaping out. So if I was you, I don't want to give recommendation advices, but if you're trying to save budget and money and don't have to worry about a transmission, it's better to probably buy one from an established dealer or whatever. But I got this for a good deal. The person said they were in a situation, and you know, people say anything when they try to get $1. I'm one of them. I'm honest. You know, I'm not perfect. So if you're in a situation and you just need that money quick, you know, you just, you know, everyone's not that 100% honest. You know, so I've had situations before with K20 transmission. I've owned a FA5 8 Gen and had the car, and for about a month before I bought it, it already started slipping. I had second gear, third gear problems. I remember one day when it started to happen, I was racing this Audi S4. I think it was a B7 with the 4.2 V8, and you know, we were going good, and second and third, I went to second and third, it won't go for shit. It was just stuck. I was like, this is weird. And you know, it could be my driving. I'm not the best driver. I ain't no drifter, ain't no drag racer. You know, I just love driving. So it could be me. Yeah, it could be me. Not blaming the seller. So it just started from there. Throw-up bearing went bad. It started to slip. You know, so I've seen one of these dismantle. I've never done it myself. This is not really a DIY. So I advise you guys to go out to reputable shops, people who have credentials and done this, and take it to them, see what they say before, you know, you take an advice from some YouTuber who, you know, maybe I've never, but say, okay, I've built 2 or 3 engines. It's really vague for me to be giving you advice when I haven't had any real knowledge and proper expertise in engine building. But like I said, this is not really DIY. I'll go through what I'll be doing, showing you every single bolt that I'll take off to get the housing off, but this is not really a DIY. So, you know, don't hate on me, guys. I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm not trying to overcomplicate the situation, but you make one mistake, your career is over. You can do 3 million good things, do one bad thing, you're fucked. So, let me just do that. Let me just keep it neutral, alright? So I'll give you guys a close-up and show what I'll be doing. Alright, let's start, guys. I'm sure you guys said I talk too much. My apologies. So, I'm going to start with the shift mechanism. So there's 4 bolts, I believe, that are connecting to this frame right here. They're 10 millimeter. I don't know what the pitch is. I think they're 1.25. Majority of everything in this is 1.25. I bought a thread pitch gauge, so I'll make sure I put it in the annotation down bottom. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I said, you know, if you're first time doing this like me, make sure you get a Ziploc bag and label everything. It's helping the long run. You know, just my opinion. So here's one, a long one, short one, long one, and a short one. So 2 of each. So 2 short, 2 long. Make sure you know where it goes. So I already made like a crisscross pattern. Short lines up with the short, and long lines up with the long. Simple as that. Right on my bag. Label where I got it from. Should make my job easier at the end of the day. Alright guys, it should be a bit free. So now we have to remove a hex, a locking nut, if you want to call it that, to get the whole assembly completely out. So I have a, you can pick yourself up a hex set. You know, if you guys, I know some of you guys may not trust Harbor Freight. Want to go to Lowe's or AutoZone. So it's an 8 millimeter. Just gonna turn. It's all free. And comes right out. Just take your time, guys. I'm gonna label this. Like I always say, in my opinion, make sure you label. And we'll continue from here, guys. And I'm gonna remove, or I already had removed, loosen these 3 bolts up. They hold the shift fork mechanism, and they're dented, so they have like holes because there are balls inside of them. I'm gonna take these out. I know about some of you guys out there, hopefully some professionals out there watching this. These crush washers, I've always learned from my grandfather, and this has nothing to do with like building engines or anything, but when I used to work for his machine shop, you know, anything like a crush washer or a regular washer, these are just regular washers or crush washers, just replace them. So if you want to reuse them, that's, you know, I'll leave that up to you guys. So I'm gonna try and get these little balls out. If not, I'll just tilt the engine, tilt the train a bit forward. I'm gonna go do that now. This bitch is heavy. Alright, I fell out. 3 balls, same size. Don't lose your balls, guys. Hope none of your heads are in the gutter. Don't lose these, guys, so I'm gonna put these in a plastic bag. Move on, guys. I'm gonna take this 14 Allen or hex nut out. Helps me to separate that snap ring, so spread them legs. So I can just detach this topper housing. Remember, I still have to remove my bolts around the transmission case. This girl's a bit tight, so gotta give it some finesse, you know what I'm saying? She's out. And I'm gonna remove my VSS. It's 10. Take this flange bolt thingy off, and it has washers, so probably gonna replace that and reassemble. Hey guys, now I'm going to take off the bolts around the transmission housing. Now, like I said, this is not a tutorial, but if you're doing this by yourself, so for example, I took my shifter mechanism out, my bolts were 10mm, yours might be 8, you know, it could be different. I've seen in the service manual that it says 8mm, mine were 10, so, but this is not a tutorial. The service manual I have anyways is for the 02 to 05 Civic SI and well, R6 and the EP3 Civic SI, so it could be different, but everything is still the same, but just make sure you know your bolt sizes. So I'm gonna take off, like I said, the housing cover bolts. I'm gonna do this in a crisscross pattern, just gotta do it that way. So I'm gonna start, try to remember how to trace my step. There's some bracket thingies I'm seeing. I'm sure these are for the wiring harness. So, gotta take the filler plug and the drain plug out. Should be good. Okay, so a few things that I'm checking for as a beginner. So checking all my bolt size, trying to make that a habit. So about the lens not being in focus. So all of them are the same bolt head, 12. However, some of the ends are longer. I'll make sure I remember that. So that's the longer end. It's the short end. Short end. So all these are short end. This one right here is long, and there's another one around that's long. So I'll loosen those. So I'll loosen my drain and filler plug. This is a 3/8 end, so you can use your breaker bar or your ratchet. And that I broke that with 11/16. So move on to this right up here, guys. I've removed all my little bolts and hardware thingy I've seen thus far. So I'm gonna move back up to the top. Hopefully my camera's getting this great. So that snap ring's connected to that bearing. So I'm gonna give me snap ring pliers and spread those legs apart. If you guys know what I'm saying. We should be good. Alright. Have you guys seen that it just went I'm gonna try and separate this baby. And so I'm just trying to remove it from the surface. If you guys are making it this far, much love, respect. This video is probably long. I'm just taking my time, you know, 'cause it's been sealed. So try not to mess the surface up. That's what I'm trying to do. Slowly pry. Hopefully she gives. Alright guys. There we have it. This is the gutter plate. I'm sure you guys already know what that is anyway. I'm gonna give you guys a close up and see what's going on here. Alright YouTube family, so have it here torn down. Obviously it's not out, it's not fully disassembled. So everything's looking good. Now my plan was to tear everything completely down. For this, it may be different for the K20 A2 and the A3. This bearing, I need a bearing puller, this angular bearing. This other bearing over here, I can just take it out with a hex bit. But from doing just a little eyeball inspection, it looks really good, guys. Even the magnet that traps the debris and the little metal shaving, it's minute. There's not much on it. There's not much shavings on it. It really looks good. I'm trying to save myself money and be smart here. Now, if I get a decent, good likes on this video, I'll try to do continue the tear down. Like I said, this is not a DIY. I'm sure there's lots of tear down out there on YouTube. More professional mechanic guys out there. I just want to show you guys, you know, and give you guys my update with my inspection. Because like I said, I bought it for cheap, and you know, it was in the back of my head, you know, this Chinese shit, it's not good, it's not good, it's not good. And it looks really good. All the gears, or, you know, they are decent, man. There's not any pitting or anything. I have to give you guys a close-up. They look really freaking good. I'm sure you guys already know everything in this assembly. Got my diff, you know, we got the LSD, got the counter shaft, got the main shaft, got my 6 to 1st going down on both ends. You know, what else? Got my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 shift fork, and my reverse back here. Man, it looks really good. Yeah, but I'm really tempting to tear it down, knowing me. I really want to tear it down, but you know, take my baby steps. If I get some decent likes on this video, I doubt it, but yeah, if I get some decent feedback on this video, I'll continue and try to do it on a different video and try to explain myself. But I'm sure there's lots of articles, I know for sure, out there. There's a service manual, guys, but I'm sure there's a lot more professional YouTubers out there, and not with a shitty accent like me, especially because I'm sure some of you guys understand what I'm saying, that do a better justice explaining this whole thing. But I really want to tear it down, paint the case, and, you know, show you guys what's going on. So I try to give you guys a close-up, and let's go from there, guys. So my little light may be too bright, my apologies, but if you guys can just keenly look, hopefully, sorry again, you see how it looks really good. I'm questioning though, what if someone came into this tranny, man, because these synchros are pretty gold. I don't know if they're Synchrotech. Now I know some people that's a plus and not A plus, because some people bash Synchrotech. The carbons grind off, goes in your oil, fuck shit up, you know. But again, that's why I really don't want to give advice. I just want to give my side of the story. For example, oh well, a buddy may say, oh well, don't go with dry sleeves, you know, or go with wet sleeves if you're building your block. Oh well, wet sleeves don't work well for me, and dry sleeves don't work well for me, or vice versa. They work good. You know, so everyone has their own opinion. It's just for you to have confidence in yourself, do your research, go to a professional shop, and just ask some questions. You know, it's all in there. So I really don't want to give any advice on Synchrotech synchros, because, you know, I've seen a lot of people bash them, and I've seen a lot of people have good news on them. You know, running crazy boost, crazy fuel up to Q16, and they don't have any problems with them. Or probably run some gear speeds as well. So everything looks real good, really good. Now the few things that I'm going to change, obviously, this gutter plate thingy. Now I'm sure some of you guys will use them, you know, to each his own. I'm gonna get a new one, probably like 10 bucks. I'm gonna kill the budget. Gonna replace those washers that I said earlier. Third thing that I learned, the bolts that connect the housing to the blower part of the transmission, I've heard that it's a one-time use. I only thought that was only torque to yield. I didn't see any extra degree to turn the bolts to, but I've heard that they are one-time use. So buy brand new ones. I'll leave that up to you. I'm sure a lot of people use these bolts, ain't a big deal, but you know, these things stretch after a while, which is true, so they lose their strength, their elasticity. So hopefully it doesn't back out. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but it's good to learn new things, you know. So, but other than that, guys, that's gonna come to the end of this video. I'm really tempting to tear it down, and it's not hard, you know. Anything you put your mind to, it shouldn't be too hard. If you don't want to put your mind to it, then it's gonna get hard. But you know, it's just a few things inside. You know, you got your synchros, you got your synchro hub, you got your synchro springs, you got your synchro sleeves, you know, you got your bearing sleeves. So a lot of small things in here that we can't see, and I'm hoping that they're good. But you know, if the video goes well, I want to tear it down if I get a good response. But you know, just for the viewers, and you know, I just want to show you guys what I got going on. But I just feel like leaving it alone. Make sure I clean the gasket surface well, and just close her back up, give her a good clean up, because I have my doggy and he sheds like shit. So that's that, guys. So thanks for watching, and have a great one.